Hey guys, welcome back to Fit Happens. Glad you're here. Today we are going to talk about protein bars. Got lots of them here. I had asked in a previous video if you guys knew what bars to eat, like what made a good protein bar, and a lot of you were confused, just like I am and everybody else is, because it can be confusing. So I decided to do a video on protein bars, so hopefully this will help. Before we get started, please subscribe to my channel and turn on those post notifications. Let's do it. Let's figure out like what makes a good protein bar. I went to Whole Foods, bought a bunch of different bars, and wanted to take you through the process of just trying to figure out the confusion of what makes a good bar. And I guess the first question you have to ask yourself, what are you looking for? Do you want one that just has a bunch of protein, or low sugar, low carbs, or are you looking at the ingredients? I mean, what are you really thinking about? Because it does get a little bit much. For me, I'm always thinking about the cleanliness of what I'm eating, what I'm putting in my body. But sometimes, that doesn't always happen. I'm gonna go through these bars. We'll go through them one by one. I have a little cheat sheet right here I'm gonna look at. I'm gonna talk to you about the protein and the ingredients that are in them, and the sugar intake, things like that. So you can decide. I'm gonna tell you at the end my top and then my top two and favorite, and then my bottom two that I probably would never eat unless I was starving and didn't have anything else, because it is better to eat than not eat, but that's a whole nother story. When I'm looking at the bars, I've decided to rank them with a grade. I'll give them all a grade. An A, of course, is gonna be your best bar, to an F, to your worst bar. Getting started with number one. These are not in any order, but the Cliff Bar. How many of you guys have eaten this? How many of your kids have eaten the Cliff Bar? I know I have. I know Trinity has eaten a lot of Cliff Bars, but what we want to do first always is turn over the bar, anything you eat for that matter, that has packaging, turn it over and read the ingredients. You want to know what you're eating. One of the first things, just to make it easy, if you can find something, just food in general, but for a bar that has 5 ingredients or less, you're onto something. Look for that first. And number 2, what are the top 5 ingredients? Especially what's the first, second, third ingredient, first, second, and third. As I look at this Cliff Bar, I am discovering that it is full of sugar, all kinds. And they do it from, I'm looking at this, they have brown rice syrup, number 2 ingredient. They have tapioca syrup, they have cane syrup, lots of syrups in here. Then I'm thinking, okay, how many sugars are in this bar? 17 grams. There's 17 grams of sugar. Now, I know that we're really supposed to keep our added sugars to a minimum. The reality, it's about 16 grams a day of added sugar. I don't think anybody ever hits that. If I eat this bar, I have now hit over my allotment for sugar. Just saying. And I look and see where the sugar is coming from, and it's from syrups. The second thing, I'm also looking at protein. There's 10 grams of protein. Does that outweigh all the sugars that are in it? For me, no. I look at the carbs, 43 grams of carbs. That is very high. In fact, out of all of these bars, it's the highest amount of carbs. I'm not even really go over fat, because the majority of the bars in this grouping, they all have about 10 grams of fat in them. Depends on what kind of fat, and we'll go over that. And then as far as calories are concerned, the majority of these bars, they hit between 200 and 200 and I believe 80 calories right in there. So again, not really, if I'm using this, it depends what I'm using it for. Are you using a bar to replace a meal? Are you using it after workout, before workout, in between meals? It depends. Cliff Bar. I'm probably going to give this, not an F. I'm not going to give this bar an F, because when I look at the ingredients, there's a lot of organic ingredients, organic rolled oats, even, the brown rice syrup is organic soy flour, things like that. So I'll give it a D. Next, let's look at the Kind bar. I've eaten this bar a lot. You know what? It does taste like a yummy candy bar, but I like having the fresh nuts in there. Anyway, so let's look at the Kind bar. Lower on the calories, 200, so it is one of the bottom as far as calories goes. Now I'm gonna turn it over and you can already see 7 grams of protein. Sugars, 9. Carbs are 17, not as much. Why? Because there's a lot of nuts in here, so this is mainly nuts. The fat is 14, coming from nuts, so again, you have to pay attention to where that's coming from. As far as the ingredients go, let's look. I believe there's a lot of sugar in this one. There's glucose syrup, sugar, honey. That's like ingredients 2, 3, and 4. Yes, there's some good things about this, but I think for this, you have to realize that it's not high protein, it's just 7 grams, and there's a lot of sugar. What is that, 9 grams? There's more sugar than protein. And there's the sugar are the first few ingredients. I would rate this possibly a C. I like having all the nuts in it though that I can see. I would still treat this like a candy bar that I might eat like right after I run. Next, let's go to the Lara bar. Lara. I know a lot of people say, I don't like the Lara bar, but you know why? It's because you know how many ingredients are in this bar? 4. So that should tell you something right away. Not only 4 ingredients, but as I look and turn this over, dates, peanuts, unsweetened cherries, sea salt. I can read them all, I understand them all, it's super clean, 4 ingredients. Even though they might not be as tasty for you or you don't like dates, it's still a much cleaner bar. Protein on this is only 6 grams, so it is a small amount of protein, and the sugars are 18 grams. That's when you stop and say, where are the sugars coming from? That's a lot of sugar, right? Yeah, but it's coming from the dates and the cherries, the unsweetened cherries. So dried fruit, isn't that much better than all the syrups and the other ones? I'm thinking yes. This one, I like to do something like this, half of it like right before a workout. And then maybe I have half after, because I can use that sugar for my workout from the fruit. Anyway, again, what are you going for? Do you need high protein? This does not have it. Score this as an A because it's clean. Let's do the Think bar. This one's interesting. So it says 0 sugars. That's pretty crazy because this is the only bar in this grouping that has 0 sugars. And let's see, 20 grams of protein. First ingredient is a protein blend. It's got the soy protein isolate and whey protein isolate, maltitol syrup. Now that is a sugar substitute, but they're saying that it is not artificial, but it's a sugar substitute. Vegetable, glycerin, peanut butter, cocoa butter, sunflower oils. There's quite a bit of oils. This one is not gonna be as clean. Definitely not clean. However, 0 grams of sugar and a lot of protein. I'm gonna give this one a C minus, close to a D. I like that there's a lot of protein in here and 0 sugar. It's using the maltitol. But I'm not really big on the sugar substitute thing. So I'm wavering between a C minus and a D. I would eat this once in a while. This would not be in my life daily nor weekly, but maybe to just change it up once in a while. Let's go Luna. Luna, I know a lot of people eat Luna bars. I've eaten a lot of Luna bars in my life. 9 grams of protein, 7 grams of sugar. Oh, that's good. I like it when the protein is more than the sugar. Protein grain blend. So you've got this also has the soy protein isolate, rolled oats, roasted soybeans, brown rice syrup, cane sugar, chicory fiber syrup. There's a bunch of oils. Okay, so this one seems a mixture of good and bad. It has lots of different types of sugars in it, lots of like syrups, and then it has a mixture of vegetable, or not just vegetable oils, but just a mixture of oils. I like that you get 9 grams of protein and 7 grams of sugar, which is very low considering some of the ones that I've told you. I would give this a C. This one is called Nuts Over Chocolate, and if it tastes and looks like a candy bar, it probably is. I think one of the reasons I want to give Luna a C versus a D is because it does say non-GMO. The soybeans they are using are non-GMO. That is important, very important. And it's made with organic oats and cacao, gluten-free. If you're eating a Luna bar instead of a salad, that is not a good idea. I would even drink a healthy smoothie. But if you're on the go, on the run, this one's not a bad choice. Next bar is the Go Macro bar. I will say I eat this one a lot. And as I'm diving into this experiment of looking at other bars, because I find myself just getting stuck on the same bar, I realize I need to be trying different bars. And I think that is something I've learned from this, to get out there, look around, and try to get a variety. Go Macro. This is the highest caloric bar. It's 280 calories. The protein, 10 grams. The sugar is 14. Let's figure out where that sugar is coming from. It is brown rice syrup. That's right. And you know what? That's the first ingredient. Organic brown rice syrup. Whenever your sugar is the first ingredient, little scary. Peanut butter, organic peanut butter chips, coconut sugar is another one. There is an organic protein blend. What I like about this one, where they're getting the protein, is from organic sprouted brown rice protein, organic pea protein. As I read through this, the reason why I like this bar is because of that. The protein is coming from a pea protein, brown rice protein. I would give this B-, and the reason why is because it has a good amount of protein. I think 10 is fine for a snack. And my sugars, they're 14, but they're coming from better than just, let's see, like a glucose syrup, a tapioca syrup. I don't know, it's still brown rice syrup, but it's number 1. I'm not really sure. I will say I have never eaten a full bar at one sitting. I usually grab half of it. While I'm training clients, I'm always getting hungry because it's been lots of hours. And so if I just have about a half a bar, and then I wait till the next day to have another half. Okay, we're getting there. Next bar, RX. This is RX bar. I will say there are 7 ingredients. Don't be scared that there's over 5, because if when you read the ingredients, the first ingredients, dates, then peanuts, egg whites, chocolate, natural flavors, sea salt, cacao. I can read them all, nothing added that's gross. I can already tell this is going to be one of the higher bars that I will like. And it tells you right on the front, the ingredients: 3 egg whites, 14 peanuts, 2 dates, and no BS. So that's how they market this, and I agree. Sugars, 14, but where are those sugars coming from? Not a syrup. They're coming from the dates. And your protein's coming from egg whites, 12 grams of protein, and the fat's coming from the peanuts. Clean bar. Again, if you think that these type of bars aren't as tasty, it's because they are not full of ingredients that could be in a candy bar. These are clean. This is an A for sure. I think you need to get your taste buds used to eating this type of bar. Last bar in the mix. This is another Cliff bar. I grabbed it because this one promotes itself having 20 grams of protein. If you are wanting a lot of protein in one setting, I wanted to grab it just to see, because I know that my Think bar was the only other bar that had close to that, 20 grams, 20 grams. I think everything else was under that, almost half. Remember how the other Cliff Bar did? It didn't do so well. Let's check this one out. Looking at the ingredients and looking at my little notes, this one is the highest calorie bar. It's pretty thick though. It's a heavy, thick bar. 290 calories. I'm not really worried even about that. Has a high amount of protein, 20. Sugars, 17. Okay, I like that the sugars are less than the protein. Here we go. Soy protein isolate. That's the first ingredient. Second ingredient, cane syrup. Next, cane sugar, brown rice syrup, palm kernel oil, vegetable glycerin, soy flour, chicory fiber syrup, natural flavors. I could go on and on and on and on and on and on. Obviously, this has a lot of ingredients. It's full of oils and syrups. I would give this an F. However, it is non-GMO, and I like that because they have a conscience. And it's got a good amount of protein as well. And you have more protein than the sugars. It's just one of those that I would not use very often. So it gets a D, not an F, because there are some good factors. Little, but some. Before I finalize the bars, I wanted to show you this. It was in Whole Foods up by the protein bars that when I was looking around. Have you seen that? Basically, it's just a big beef jerky stick. I wouldn't eat it because I don't eat beef or pork or chicken. But I got it anyway because I just wanted to show you that this option is out there. It is 100% grass-fed. That is what you want to look for if you're getting one of these beef jerky sticks. And it has 11 grams of protein in it. There's no sugar. So if you wanted just something, just a thing of protein to fill you up real quick, grab that. It doesn't have a bunch of crap in it. To summarize the bars, I don't know about you, but I feel like you need to get a variety. I definitely have a top pick. My first pick, which you probably already knew, the RX bar, clean. This one, I would have a lot of these hanging around, so I could just grab them and this would be my go-to bar. If I wanted to change it up, Lara bar. That is my second bar. The reason I say the RX over the Lara bar is because this has a lot more protein, 12 grams versus 7. I know you don't want to get bored, and you probably want to taste something, maybe a little better than that. That's when you would mix up maybe these other 4 that I like. The Kind bar, the Macro bar, the Think bar, the Luna bar. Mix that up. Maybe have one a week. Maybe a Think on this week. Change it up. And the reason why I wouldn't do this bar over this is because this one has 0 sugars. This one does not. The losers, Cliff. Wow, Cliff. And I know we're giving our kids a lot of Cliff bars. They market these, but they are full of sugar and syrups and oils. I probably would not eat these anymore. I've never had one of these, but I wouldn't. There's just no reason. No reason. I know there's a lot more bars out there than just what I showed. You might be having a question, is my bar a good bar? I'm hoping I gave you a few tools to try to figure that out. If you're looking at protein, see if you can find one that's higher protein than the sugars. And then quickly look at the ingredients. What are they? If you see sugar, syrups right away, all throughout, and a lot of just oils, no, I would not. You know what's good. 5 ingredients or less, or this one, like I said, has 7, but clean. Try to go clean as much as you can, and then you can throw in the other stuff every once in a while. Like this video, it's not hard. Just push like, it really helps. and leave a comment. What I would like to know in the comments, what bar are you eating? Do you have questions about? Or maybe out of listening to this video, what bar are you going to eat? What bar are you going to try? Let me know. And stay healthy.